He was born in a place the world forgot, an island of volcanic rock and restless waves called Madeira. His home was a cramped tin roof house where the nights were filled with the scent of the ocean and the sound of his father coming home late from the bar. Before anyone called him a legend, he was just a skinny boy who ran barefoot across cracked pavement, a ball at his feet, and something burning in his chest. They say he was different even then, so determined that nothing could pull him away from the game. Not hunger, not exhaustion, not the weight of 1,000 doubts pressing down on a boy who dared to dream too big. As dawn broke over the Atlantic, he'd slip outside and practice in the dim light, striking the same shot over and over until it felt like an extension of his soul. At 8, he joined a local club called Untold, where his father worked as the kit man, washing jerseys by hand. Even there, among boys stronger and taller, Cristiano outworked them all. He didn't care about bruised shins or calloused feet. He cared only that the ball obeyed him, that each touch brought him closer to a future no one else could see. But destiny demanded sacrifice. When he was 12, he left Madeira behind, boarding a plane to Lisbon with a suitcase and the ache of everything he was leaving behind. His mother wept as the engines roared to life, and Cristiano pressed his face against the window, too proud to let her see his tears. Alone in a city of strangers, he faced nights that felt endless, cold, silent, merciless. He missed the salt air. He missed home. He missed the safety of familiar streets, but he never let that longing consume him. Instead, he trained. He trained until his muscles throbbed and his lungs burned, because he believed that pain was the currency of greatness. Then came the diagnosis. At 15, doctors told him he had a racing heart, an arrhythmia that could steal his dreams before they ever had a chance to grow. For a moment, the boy who never stopped moving was forced to consider a life without football. The surgery was risky, and nothing was guaranteed. As he lay on the hospital bed, staring at the ceiling, he made a silent promise to himself. If he survived this, he would become unstoppable. He would never waste another second doubting who he was meant to be. Days later, he was back on the pitch, sprinting faster than before, as if to prove to the universe that nothing, not fear, not fate, would dictate his story. By 16, he was already outshining men twice his age. Scouts came to watch, scribbling notes as the boy danced past defenders, all bone and fury and brilliance. The whispers grew louder. Who is this kid? Could he really be the future? And somewhere in England, a legendary manager was listening. Sir Alex Ferguson knew talent when he saw it, but he also knew the difference between a good player and one who would change the sport forever. In 2003, Manchester United paid more than £12 million, the highest fee ever for a teenager, to bring Cristiano to Old Trafford. When he walked into the stadium for the first time, he carried the weight of that number, the weight of millions of eyes waiting to see if he would crumble. But he didn't crumble. On his debut, wearing the number 7 jersey once worn by icons, he lit up the field. Every touch was electric. Every movement was a declaration. I am here. I am ready. I am inevitable. Yet behind the swagger was a young man who spent countless nights alone in his apartment, replaying every mistake in his mind. He didn't want to be good. He wanted to be perfect. He trained harder than anyone. He transformed his body from a wiry teenager into a force of nature, fast, powerful, unstoppable. Critics called him flashy, selfish, arrogant. But they didn't see the sweat that soaked his training gear long after the floodlights went out. They didn't see the boy who never stopped believing he could be more. Then came Moscow, the 2008 Champions League final. Rain poured from a black sky as Cristiano rose into the air, time slowing as the ball met his forehead and thundered into the net. He had given everything for this moment, but fate, ever cruel, forced him to watch in agony as he missed his penalty in the shootout. For a heartbeat, he feared he had doomed his team. But destiny had other plans. John Terry slipped, and when the final whistle blew, Cristiano fell to his knees in the downpour, champion of Europe. That same year, he lifted the Ballon d'Or, crowned the greatest player alive. But greatness is never satisfied. In 2009, he traded Manchester's rain for Madrid's glare, joining Real Madrid in a record-breaking transfer. 94 million euros to prove to the world he could ascend even higher. In Spain, he became a phenomenon. The goals came in torrents, headers, volleys, free kicks bent around walls, like physics was a suggestion. He broke records as if they were made of glass. He became the all-time leading scorer in the Champions League, the fastest to 100 goals, the man who could silence entire stadiums with a single moment of genius. And yet, every triumph was also a silent tribute to the father he lost too young, to the mother who sacrificed everything so he could become the man he promised he'd be. His rivalry with Lionel Messi became legend, a clash of titans that defined an era. But Cristiano never measured himself against another man. His only opponent was yesterday. And every morning, he rose determined to defeat it. In 2016, wearing the captain's armband for Portugal, he led his nation to the unthinkable. Victory in the European Championship. When he fell injured in the final, tears streaking his face, he refused to surrender. From the sidelines, he urged his teammates forward, his voice hoarse with desperation. When the final whistle sounded, he collapsed, overwhelmed by a dream fulfilled. Even as the years passed and critics whispered that he was finished, he kept proving them wrong, moving to Juventus, returning to Manchester, and then to new horizons. He remains, even now, a monument to the power of will. A reminder that destiny favors those who refuse to be broken. Off the field, he is a father, a philanthropist, a global icon. But beneath the fame and the fortune, there is still that boy from Madeira, a boy who believed that football could save him. And in saving himself, he gave millions of others the courage to believe that no dream is too big, no obstacle insurmountable. Cristiano Ronaldo is not just a player. He is proof that greatness isn't given. It's earned, one impossible moment at a time. His story isn't over, because legends don't retire. They echo across generations, unstoppable, unforgettable, and forever unbroken.